You're listening to Find Your Daily Calm. I'm Sel Gaston. Welcome. Before we begin this reading, here are a few words from one of our partners who help us keep free content coming.
The first thing I do when I meet someone is ask when their birthday is. Not because I am anticipating buying them a cake, but because I'm an astrologer. If we haven't met yet, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Aliza Kelly. I'm a celebrity astrologer, 3-time author, and host of the weekly podcast, Stars Like Us. Since 2019, I have been inviting the most iconic celebrity and expert guests onto the show. And not only do I ask them when their birthday is, but I also look at their entire birth chart. And together we talk about astrology and tarot and manifestation and spirituality and, of course, pop culture and what is going on in the world. So if you are interested in these things, which I know you are, come check out Stars Like Us. New episodes drop every single Monday, and you're absolutely going to love it. See you there.
Today we begin a new series of calming sleep stories that is sure to inspire you in its simplicity and put you to sleep as well. Our first sleep stories are Bruce and the Spider and the Endless Tale, from 50 Famous Stories Retold by James Baldwin. There once was a king of Scotland whose name was Robert Bruce. He had need to be both brave and wise, for the times in which he lived were wild and rude. The King of England was at war with him, and had led a great army into Scotland to drive him out of the land. Battle after battle had been fought. 6 times had Bruce led his brave little army against his foes, and 6 times had his men been beaten and driven into flight. At last his army was scattered, and he was forced to hide himself in the woods and in lonely places among the mountains. One rainy day, Bruce lay on the ground under a rude shed, listening to the patter of the drops on the roof above him. He was tired and sick at heart, and ready to give up all hope. It seemed to him that there was no use for him to try to do anything more. As he lay thinking, he saw a spider over his head, making ready to weave her web. He watched her as she toiled slowly and with great care. 6 times she tried to throw her frail thread from one beam to another, and 6 times it fell short. "Poor thing," said Bruce. "You too know what it is to fail." But the spider did not lose hope with the 6th failure. With still more care, she made ready to try for the 7th time. Bruce almost forgot his own troubles as he watched her swing herself out upon the slender line. Would she fail again? No. The thread was carried safely to the beam and fastened there. "I too will try a 7th time," cried Bruce. He arose and called his men together. He told them of his plan and sent them out with messages of cheer to his disheartened people. Soon there was an army of brave Scotchmen around him. Another battle was fought, and the King of England was glad to go back into his own country. I have heard it said that after that day, no one by the name of Bruce would ever hurt a spider. The lesson which the little creature had taught the king was never forgotten. There are streaming services that turn our brains off. Mindless entertainment. And then there's Wondrium. Wondrium has thousands of hours of vetted information that you can't get anywhere else. This wasn't just like adding another streaming service with 100 new shows I'll never watch. This is enriching my life. I started with a free trial and got through a new program entitled Overcoming Your Overthinking on the health and mindfulness section, and now I can't stop. There are over 8,000 hours of educational content. Do you think you know everything there is to know about what you love? Think again. Take what you love and learn even more about it with thousands of documentaries, series, lessons, how-tos, and more. All the engaging and educational streaming videos are led by IRL experts, not celebrities who play one on TV, and are carefully crafted to help you think more about what you love and love it even more. That's why I love Wondrium. I never worry about the quality of information I'm getting. It's all been vetted. The streaming platform offers thousands of objective, unbiased programs and documentaries from respected experts who really know their stuff. At Wondrium, you can learn through engaging video and audio learning experiences, interactive how-to guides, documentaries prepared and done by teachers, professors, and experts who will inspire you and remind you that learning something is fun and exciting. Explore all of your wonders with Wondrium. Your brain will love it. That's wondrium.com/dailycalm. That's DALYCALM. Sign up today at wondrium.com/dailycalm to get unlimited access with a 14-day free trial. The Endless Tale. In the Far East, there was a great king who had no work to do. Every day and all day long, he sat on soft cushions and listened to stories. And no matter what the story was about, he never grew tired of hearing it, even though it was very long. "There is only one fault that I find with your story," he often said. "It is too short." All the storytellers in the world were invited to his palace, and some of them told tales that were very long indeed. But the king was always sad when a story was ended. At last, he sent word into every city and town and country place, offering a prize to anyone who should tell him an endless tale. He said, "To the man that will tell me a story which shall last forever, I will give my fairest daughter for his wife, and I will make him my heir, and he shall be king after me." But this was not all. He added a very hard condition. "If any man shall try to tell such a story and then fail, he shall have his head cut off." The king's daughter was very pretty, and there were many young men in that country who were willing to do anything to win her. But none of them wanted to lose their heads, and so only a few tried for the prize. One young man invented a story that lasted 3 months, but at the end of that time, he could think of nothing more. His fate was a warning to others, and it was a long time before another storyteller was so rash as to try the king's patience. But one day, a stranger from the south came into the palace. "Great king," he said, "is it true that you offer a prize to the man who can tell a story that has no end?" "It is true," said the king. "And shall this man have your fairest daughter for his wife, and shall he be your heir?" "Yes, if he succeeds," said the king. "But if he fails, he shall lose his head." "Very well then," said the stranger. "I have a pleasant story about locusts, which I would like to relate." "Tell it," said the king. I will listen to you. The storyteller began his tale. Once upon a time, a certain king seized upon all the corn in his country and stored it away in a strong granary. But a swarm of locusts came over the land and saw where the grain had been put. After searching for many days, they found on the east side of the granary a crevice that was just large enough for one locust to pass through at a time. So one locust went in and carried away a grain of corn. Then another locust went in and carried away a grain of corn. Then another locust went in and carried away a grain of corn. Day after day, week after week, the man kept on saying, "Then another locust went in and carried away a grain of corn." A month passed. A year passed. At the end of 2 years, the king said, "How much longer will the locusts be going in and carrying away corn?" "O king," said the storyteller, "they have as yet cleared only 1 cubit, and there are many thousand cubits in the granary." "Man, man," cried the king, "you will drive me mad. I can listen to it no longer. Take my daughter, be my heir, rule my kingdom, but do not let me hear another word about those horrible locusts." And so the strange storyteller married the king's daughter, and he lived happily in the land for many years. But his father-in-law, the king, did not care to listen to any more stories.
Sometimes you need to take control to make a difference. That's why with FlexPath from Capella University, you're in control. Set your own deadlines and leverage your experience to move at a pace that works for you. Discover a different way forward at capella.edu.